Well, the United Nations estimates that there are between 200,000 and 400,000 Christians in North Korea. It's very difficult to know because North Korea is closed off to the rest of the world. But that is through estimates from speaking with defectors and those who have been inside. The challenges that Christians in North Korea face, the way that we know about it is from those who have fled, who have escaped to freedom. And they report that if anyone is caught with Christian material, if they're caught praying, any kind of religious activity, even sharing their beliefs, their religious beliefs with someone else, that they could be sent to a prison camp, tortured, executed. So Christian Freedom International is doing what we can to get food, medicine, and the Bible, the Word of God, into North Korea. And we also are getting radios into North Korea so that people can pick up the broadcasts. And then also rice, because we need both spiritual food and material food to survive. We also try to help those who are fleeing North Korea by stocking up and providing shelters in China. Well, after COVID hit and the borders were sealed, we were still able to get rice and Bibles and radios into North Korea. Our biggest problem has been the South Korean government. We're extremely sorry that the current government in South Korea has banned sending literature and information into North Korea. I will say, though, that our partners are still doing everything they can to get information and Bibles and rice into North Korea. There's a river between North Korea and South Korea, and twice a month the current in the river is just right that the tide will wash items into North Korea. So twice a month, these defectors will go and take these bottles, plastic bottles that have been filled with rice, enough rice that it could feed someone in North Korea for about a month. Rice, and then also a Bible, the Word of God, and radios, so that those who come across these can get broadcasts from the outside world. Now, there are times where they will put GPS trackers into these rice bottles to make sure, to track where they're going. They provide signals, and they signal to the point where they reach the shores of North Korea, and then they stop, which means they've been picked up. We have not heard that the North Korean authorities have opposed this, as far as we know. There have been reports of those who have escaped North Korea, made their way to South Korea, and they reported that they ate rice that they found on the shores of North Korea. So we have indication that it's made its way in. There was also recently a report of a market in North Korea in which there were Bibles that were found. So we know that Bibles are getting in. And the way that we fund these rice bottles and radio programs and broadcasts and the shelters for those who are fleeing North Korea is all through the love and donations of Americans. American Christians donate because they care so deeply. And so we're able to fund all of this just through individual donations from American Christians. So some of our partners are North Korean defectors, those who escaped, and they are very creative, and they know what life is like in North Korea. They know the way that people think, and so they're the best people for us to be partnering with because they can figure out what it is that those in North Korea need and ways, how can we get help and support to them. And they haven't forgotten those that they left behind. For those who may be concerned about the environmental, remember that there is rice in these bottles, and that is providing food for people. And we always need to put people first. That's really what matters the most, isn't it? And should we allow people to starve and not do anything, even though there might be some environmental impact? So we do need to weigh what is most important.